So this is kind of unusual for us to be recording this about 3:30, a little bit past that during the day. But yes, as you can see, Wyatt is in a little bit of a different. He's in a different type of. Well, let's say his scenery changed. Let's just put it like that.
I'm officially a college student. I'm finally going to college. I have my own dorm area. I even have a roommate. There he is, right there.
Yeah, you've been trying so hard to just like cover him up.
Well, hey, I didn't have to this time.
Anyways, welcome to episode 33 of the NASCAR Pit Stop Show. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Elijah Leonard. Top right, that's Wyatt Walker. Top left, peeking his head out from the shadows, that is Mr. Zachary Taylor. All right, Ric Flair. Man, okay. So many things to unpack. First of all, let's talk about Darlington. There were some moments and some moments throughout the weekend that we were expecting. Other moments that we weren't expecting. First of all, the no surprise of Sheldon Creed winning at Darlington for his third win of the year. And this is starting to become more and more clear now that, it's like I was going back to, back at Gateway when the truck chase started. As soon as Sheldon Creed won as soon as Creed won Gateway, and then as soon as he won Darlington, it is now it feels clear now that he has flipped the switch, and now he's going balls to the wall. It is super clear.
Yeah, most definitely. And he's definitely overshadowing his teammates right now, definitely. Especially, he's the only one with wins on that team. And there went Sean Ard.
Oh, that wasn't... Oh, wait, was that... No, that was Taylor.
Sean Ard, I mean Taylor. I don't know. I don't know people, okay? I'm dumb.
Sean really grew, man.
Yeah, he actually looks better now.
Sorry, Sean.
I'm not sorry. Anyways.
Wow.
Anyways, no, but back to what I was saying. GMS has really improved a lot with Sheldon Creed, and he may end up getting an Xfinity ride next year wherever he'll go. Zane Smith, he don't have a win, but he's currently below, so he needs to step it up.
Yeah.
As the only other playoff driver for GMS.
Yeah, because they're gonna be in the final round once they go to Bristol next week.
Exactly, and I think they're like
not final round, but final race of round one. That's what
I say. But he's not that far down points. He's like 7.
Yeah. Yeah, I think 7th. Oh, there's Sean.
Oh, hey. Speaking of weird people, speaking of weird, non-good-looking people. I mean, what?
You're not good looking either, so get out of here with that.
I definitely did not call Taylor you and tell him he was better looking.
Yeah, Taylor's not better looking either.
Anyways, like I was mentioning, yeah, Sean Creed's doing a whole lot good this year. I'm hoping he gets Xfinity right next year.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, as far as like Sheldon Creed goes, because I mean, honestly, when he first signed with GMS full time, we weren't sure about how he was gonna do, and he did pretty okay. Yeah, I mean, 2019 he did okay. 2020 was when he really started taking off, and ultimately that led him to a championship.
He got his first win that season, then somehow ended up getting himself a championship.
He did, and that was like, wow. He just popped up out of nowhere. And now this year, it feels like he just picked up right where he left off. So,
definitely.
I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. I feel like Sheldon could get an Xfinity ride next year. I mean, keyword could, because you never know when an opportunity like that is going to pop up. So, He'll just have to keep his eyes open if he ever is seeking an opportunity to go Xfinity racing, and if he's more comfortable with trucks, hey, he'll probably stay in trucks.
Speaking of Xfinity, he finally got his first win after announcing that he's going to be back with the team.
He did.
Noah Gragson.
I'm actually happy for him. I am really happy for him, and I'm happy that Denny Hamlin did not win, but I'm sad that he didn't win at the same time because I was hoping that he'd get disqualified again. But you know what? Oh well. Either way, he didn't win.
What do you two think? Also, Taylor, you might want to turn your camera off, turn it back on. It's loading.
Yeah.
Let me try this.
There we go. Anyways, what were you saying, Sean?
I thought this past race weekend was good. Yeah, great job to Hamlin finally getting a win. Creed doing well. Grayson finally doing it. Really, there were 3 good races altogether. And I don't really see any problems that happened.
Well, yeah, we had a very interesting weekend at Darlington with all 3 series there. Really good racing happened, especially when they were trying to go 4 and 5 wide a couple times during the Cup race.
That was the Xfinity. Well, Cup did it too, but Xfinity did a whole lot more than Cup.
Yeah.
It was nuts. It was nuts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and how they didn't wad each other up doing that in the Cup race, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, Darlington was very interesting, and a lot of demolition derbies happened.
Better than the truck race one in the spring, right? Because that's the one they had a bunch of pileups.
So much better than that one.
Yeah.
100%. Because to be honest with you, first of all, that's not a ghost. That's a towel. That was flying in the wind, but
I didn't even notice that.
It's been there for months.
I was trying to figure out who mentioned about a ghost because I don't remember.
No one did. I only said that because I just thought it'd be funny because it was just flapping in the wind. But anyways, this truck race, this most recent one was so much better than their first one this year, 100%, because it felt like it felt more organized. It felt more calm. It was more late. It felt to me personally, it just felt more. It felt more laid back, And they're just. I mean, nobody was like laying it out there, going balls to the wall, and costing themselves a truck in the process. Nobody was doing that. Well, hardly anybody was, but. All in all, you still saw some really hard racing in trucks. You saw the same thing in Xfinity. 5 wide a couple of times, as Taylor mentioned. I mean, and they somehow got away with it a few times. And as far as Cup, I mean, I didn't watch the Cup race, but I did see the finish, however. That was a good finish.
And before we talk about Cup, I just want to make a comment that we now have John Hunter Nemechek locked in the next round of the playoffs.
Yep.
So congrats to him. And how about we congratulate one more person after having the best race I've seen him have in a long time with that team that's going to be hopefully go popular next year. How about Corey LaJoie in the 7, being top 10 most of that race?
Mm-hmm.
That was the most impressed I've seen out of that guy for a while. And congratulations, Denny Hamlin, to finally get his win. And Kyle Larson tried to video game it.
He tried to video game it. He almost pulled a Carl Edwards. He did. You remember in 2008 he tried the same thing, except he dive bombed it.
Yeah, but
Still.
But it was. proud of like how that team's going. And if we're going to expect that out of Corey LaJoy with the next gen cars next year, that's going to be amazing. He may end up winning a race. He may get Spire their second win and his first.
Yo, I mean, if that's the case, man, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would just be absolutely amazing because like this is we all know. I mean, we've known for months now that Spire is not really focusing all that much on winning or trying to run well. They're just focused on trying to get data for next year. And I feel like in the process of them not being worried so much about, I mean, running good or winning, they are running good and winning without even being so worried about it, you know?
And Spire's been having a good streak lately. They got a good finish at the Indy Roval. They got a good finish at Daytona.
Yeah.
And now they got a good. Now they almost could have had a top 10 if the caution didn't screw them, but they would have gotten a top 10 out of that race. And Spire's been on a roll. Corey LaJoy's doing really well. I could see that team getting another win. Another win. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they could get another. They could get themselves a win. Maybe before the year's out. Maybe with Corey. I'd say most likely with Corey or Justin Haley
Justin Haley's going to, unless he somehow gets it this year. Justin Haley's going to go to college next year. So
I meant this year.
Okay.
Just before the year's done and over with. Maybe either with Corey or Justin Haley, but most likely that win could come in Talladega. I would say for sure. I mean, because that would be their best chance. Their 100% best chance. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on down to grading the Darlington weekend. Me personally, I thought, I mean, just keeping up with all the updates and all the other stuff, I felt like that it was good. But we're gonna start off with Zachary Taylor here. If you could give this weekend a grade from A to F, what would it be, and why?
Well, I think for my grade for Darlington, I think I'm going to give it an A.
Wow.
Because, especially like we were talking about a little bit ago, the drivers going 4 and 5 wide and somehow not wadding up the whole entire field, and just the hard racing that we saw at Darlington, it was very chaotic and a very good weekend.
All right, I can back that up. Sean, how about you?
Really, I thought this weekend was really good. It was our classic Darlington race at a crazy ending in the Cup Series race, which we kind of had that. We've had that in the past, especially like how last year Dylan almost won over Harvick.
Yeah.
We had it with Larson almost getting past Hamlin, but it came off one corner. So this weekend, out of all 3 races that we saw, I'm going to back up Taylor and give it an A.
All right. A train's so far continuing. Wyatt, how about you?
And it's going to continue. I'm agreeing with both of them. And they said it themselves. The races have been really great. The finish has been amazing. And like Taylor said, the Xfinity guys going 5, 6 wide. Crazy finishes. And playoff indications. Like what happened with like Bowman, Byron, Kyle Busch. Drivers we thought were going good had not have good days. And drivers we thought were going to do bad, do good. That's pretty surprising and pretty good.
Yeah.
The one we kind of figured was Michael McDowell, but other than that, it's been a surprise. It's been a surprise. So I'm agreeing with both of them. I'm giving these races an A.
All right.
As well.
All right. I think if the A train is starting, I think the A train is going to stop with an A. I would definitely have to say, man, because the racing that we've seen, I mean, so far, I mean with Darlington this past weekend, I think I would give it a plus. I really would say that this past weekend really did produce some good racing, and especially with what Wyatt was talking about with some of the playoff drivers that we thought were going to do good didn't do so great. McDowell was kind of expected. Yep, yes, that kind of sucks, but again, it was expected. Especially under the pressure of being in the playoffs, you would expect that to happen. But, you know, Bowman had trouble. Byron had trouble. Kyle Busch had trouble.
Elliott had trouble.
Elliott was another one that had trouble. So, I mean, those guys, and well, even McDowell, those 5 guys were the only 5 as far as I know that had some either moderate to major trouble that either took them out of the race or took them out of contention to win. I mean, as far as drivers that are below the cut line, I mean, with the exception of Michael McDowell, they can probably work themselves out of it probably by next week. I mean, you never know. But, yeah, I would say, I mean, other than all that, A. I'd say an A. Okay, so when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going over some of the topics that we've got here, go into some discussion, and just I don't know what else we'll do other than the topic. So stick around, folks. We'll be back.
We need to hire a ghost extractor now.
And we're back for episode 33 of the NASCAR Pit Stop Show. As always, Elijah. Oh, that's not me. He's not me. I'm me.
I'm the new host. Yay! It's finally confirmed.
He's not me. I'm me. I'm me. I'm the host.
Hello, everybody. My name is Elijah Leonard. To my right is Wyatt Walker.
Yeah, totally, man.
Somehow he got better looking.
Yeah, my new favorite driver is now Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch all the way. At least my driver. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, at least you joke, but I do have a Kurt Busch shirt too. So.
But anyways, to my left, that is Wyatt Walker. Above me, that is Sean R. Top left, that's Zachary Taylor. And we've got some topics for you guys. All right, so here we go. So we all know about. I think a lot of us will already know by now, but Kyle Busch's behavior on the racetrack. What sparked all of that was just a racing deal between himself and Austin Dillon, where Kyle Busch lost control of his car after coming down on Austin Dillon's nose, and his right rear went into the wall, and he called it a night. But what happened was, when he called it a night, I mean, his emotions obviously did get the best of him, and he drove straight through some cones on his way to the garage area, and in the process almost took out multiple crew members, including some officials, which led to him eventually being fined $50,000 for this. Any thoughts on the whole deal?
Not a thought, just to add on to that. I want to say during that interview, both me and my dad were surprised about this. He did not blame Austin Dillon one bit. Because, it kind of looked like Austin Dillon came up to him a little bit. He came down both ways. But I'm actually surprised that he did not even blame Elliott. Not Elliott. Look, Dillon. He didn't blame him at all. He just called out his own crew. His own team sucking. That surprised. Wow. I think that may have surprised a bunch of people. But he if you have seen the race, you saw the choice words he had about his his team, but
Yeah.
strangely enough, he did not call out Austin, but the fine is rightly deserved. I mean, he did do that. I saw that live, and that was not a smart move for the veteran, but it's Kyle Busch. We knew he was going to do something like this eventually. It's why a lot of people don't like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say that fine was rightfully deserved. He should have slowed down and been careful going through that garage area than what he did.
Mm.
And I think that should have, in no way, should have been acceptable at all. But the fine's at least a start. If he had actually brained it into something else than cones, then we would probably have talked about more than just a fine.
All right.
Yeah, well, that was a very interesting thing that Kyle Busch did there. With him and Austin Dillon making contact there. And, Rowdy wasn't particularly having the best race anyway when that happened, but, but I will say, coming from a Kyle Busch fan myself, I will say that was kind of dangerous when he drove them cones over and nearly ran a few people over that were standing down there. So, I will say, that 50,000, was kind of deserved for running the cones over and almost hitting a few people.
I am all my years of watching NASCAR, I have never seen anything like that personally to me ever. I've never seen anybody get so mad at themselves or their crew to the point where at this point where your emotions just get the best of you and you just turn straight into the garage area knowing that you're done for the day or for the night, whatever time it is. And then at the same time, you don't give a crap about anything. You just care about, I'm mad at myself, I'm mad at my crew, and then you just run over some cones, which if he had went a lot faster, those cones probably would have went flying and they could have hit somebody and probably critically hurt them. And you could have done the same thing if you had just driven straight through other people. Really, that is just so uncalled for. It's very immature, especially for a veteran like Kyle Busch. And it's just, it doesn't. I don't know. I don't really know what else to add on to that. But it's just, it doesn't set a good example for any other young gun in the field. Whether it be in Cup or any other lower division, it just but it just doesn't. So I'd say that $50,000, the $50,000 fine that Kyle Busch got, really it was deserved.
And this ain't the first time Kyle Busch has acted out of altitude and stuff.
No,
go back, I believe it was Texas 2011. Both Texas incidents actually. One truck says Ron Hornaday, and then the other one when he flipped off an official.
Oh no, that was the year before.
That was 2010. Oh, that was 2010. That was 2010. Okay, but yeah, also 2019 when he just started just saying one line stuff after having a lap car got into it, which
that was so stupid, man. That was his fault. That was entirely his fault, and he got so salty over that.
And Kyle Busch has had a bad attitude problem just in any series he's in. I think the two worst ones. I don't think this is even the worst one. The two worst ones has to be either flipping off an official or the Ron Hornaday deal.
Me personally, and you could argue that's what makes him such a personality in the sport, and that's what makes him stand out. Which you could argue that. Just the big issue with it is that it can become such a problem, and you can only go so far with that personality to the point where you one day just lose control over your emotions, and then you pull something what you did nearly 10 years ago with Hornaday, or this past weekend when you almost took out multiple crew members and also multiple officials on top of that. So
It's surprising how much patience that Joe Gibbs has with that 18 driver, and it's surprising that he has not kicked him a long time ago.
I am so surprised about it, but at the same
And
time,
I think even after this, he's still not going to.
no, I really don't think that he's gonna be released. I really don't think Gibbs is gonna release him because when you really think about it, Kyle Busch has done so much like good for the team when it comes to like performance and winning.
He's won a couple of championships. He's the He's the all-time winner in Xfinity Series and trucks.
Mm-hmm.
He has 200 wins all around. I get why Joe Gibbs keeps him around, but at the same time, though,
you gotta set him straight. But yeah. So let's move on to the next topic. So it was announced roughly about a few days ago that 2311 had acquired some assets from Front Row Motorsports. So chances are they could get their second charter. Yeah, for the 45. So that way Kurt is locked in.
And tough break for Front Row Motorsports.
For tough break for Front Row. Woo, yeah, that really sucks for them, honestly.
It sucks, especially after coming off a Daytona 500 win.
It does,
Michael McDowell.
Man. I mean, it does. I really do feel like that part of the reason why, that I think a huge reason why they are having to give up some assets to 2311 is probably because of Anthony Alfredo. I'm sorry, but Wyatt was saying this on the break. He's dead last in driver standings, right?
At least at the points to where, like, if you're going to get in the playoffs, you at least have the chance to get it, but you're last on there. If you're like, you can't get in like he's not like Quinn Half and the Rick War Racing drivers. He's not there. They're still lower, and some are ineligible and stuff. But still, he's last on that. He's not even he's not even close to getting Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
John Hunter Nemechek did better last year than he's doing this than Alfredo is this year.
Honestly, Nemechek did. I mean, of all the drivers of the 38, the two best, personally to me, the two very best. Yes, hello,
Dougie.
Hello, yes, this is my dog Juju.
Hey, we got another random person on the show.
Yeah, my dog is a person. Hi, buddy. You gotta go lay down, buddy. You gotta go lay down. I'm sorry. But anyways, nice cameo from my dog Juju. But yeah, but yeah, man. John Hunter Nemechek, as I was saying, I mean the two best were both John Hunter Nemechek and Landon Castle. Personally, I mean, you could kind of argue as like, well, he wasn't up there 100% of the time, which no, he wasn't. But for what he was able to do in the 38, he did okay. We'll say that he did okay in the 38.
Not Landon Castle. I'm sorry, wrong one. How about David Gilliland? How did he do in the 38?
I'd say he's right there with Landon. He did okay.
Yeah, and I'm not. And as much as I don't want to, I'm not going to really count David Reagan because he did better in the 34 than the 38. So yeah, and if you want to compare it to all the drivers who's been in Front Row Motorsports, there's a handful that actually has a win and actually done really well. Like, for example, David Reagan won their first ever race. Rookie sensation Chris Buescher, he won. Yes, it was like a fog delay, or I don't know, how would you call it? Weather shortened. Michael McDowell won the Daytona 500. They've had some success with some drivers.
And all of their wins came with the 34.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And the only other driver to actually have the best season with that team is John Hunter Nemechek in the 38.
Yes.
Because they've made a 3-car team before with Cole. You can correct me if I'm missing any. They had Cole Witt. They had Matt Tiff.
Yeah.
Who didn't even last the rest of the season. And I'm not going to count Crafton because he just went with the last few.
Really, yeah. Yeah, I'd say honestly, just now that there's probably going to be one car that is going to have a charter for this year, as far as from our motorsports concerned, it's going to be the 34, because the 38
hands down.
38 man. Ever since they hired Anthony, I'm sorry, but just Anthony has just really sucked.
Yeah, they should. John Hunter Nemechek. I mean, I like the idea of what he's doing, but he could have at least got the 38 their first win.
He could.
I think he should have stayed. I think he still should have stayed.
He even gave him a handful of top 10s.
Exactly. That's something I don't think anyone else has done. Not counting like Daytona Talladega.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Michael McDowell's done it a few times, but that was not when he was driving the 38, however. But just in general with the team. But as far as the 38 goes, no, not at all.
Nemechek was the best one.
1 second, I'm going to go ahead and close the door because my stepdad just got back home. I heard the garage door open. Let me go and do this. Close the door.
Anyways, Taylor, do you have any opinions on this?
Well, there's a lot of rumors right now going around about Front Row Motorsports right now, whether they're gonna have a car in the Cup Series or not next year. And I've heard that they're gonna have the 34, and I've heard rumors that they're gonna completely shut down their Cup team. So you don't really know what's gonna happen with Front Row moving forward now with them selling their charters. So this could open up a lot of things for Michael McDowell and stuff, being possibly out of ride after the season. But we'll have to wait and see what happens and how Front Row handles all this.
Yeah.
At least they're succeeding in the Truck Series, though, with Todd Gilliland, who does have a win in, ironically, a 38.
At least that 38 is doing good.
I just thought about that. At least the only driver to actually get a 38 wasn't Gilliland, but it wasn't David. It was his son.
That's so funny to think about. All right, so another topic coming to you. We talked about a few months back. We talked about COTA and just how okay, but also just how bad it was when it came to weather. But we got news. It's coming back next year. So, weather-wise, depending on how bad the rain is, which hopefully it's not, or maybe little to no rain whatsoever, it looks like COTA may get some redemption. What do you guys think?
I'm hoping it's better than last year because out of all the new track reveals, that was the worst. Because the rain, it messed every. It was worse. Bristol Dirt was. I mean, yes, it rained out a bit, but at least it continued. At least it didn't have rained out. It did rain everything. I mean, yes, it wrecked a lot of drivers, but it didn't make it as dangerous as it did because.
I mean, if you want to add into the effect, since like you could factor in the sunset, which was getting in the driver's eyes on the restart, and same thing for the dust clouds, then that was a hazard. But
yeah,
but that was not rain, that was dirt. This was rain.
Yeah.
This was bad.
I think we can all agree like the best track that was introduced this year was by far Nashville.
100%.
100% Nashville had the best race. I got to see it in person. It was a really awesome race.
Which you were good enough and happy enough to see it live and in person. I wish my dad lived in Nashville long enough to where he could actually bring me down there. No. Dad, you should have stayed down there a little bit longer. Oh man.
But anyways, but yeah, Coda, it's going to have redemption. I hope it's better. And to add on to that, I heard that Gateway may return in 2020 as well in the Cup Series.
In 2020?
I've heard someone mentioned it. I know I heard someone mention it, but
Wyatt.
2022. 2022. Shut it.
You kept saying 2020 on the break. Like 2020? Yeah, it's returning in 2020.
2022, it'll return.
My gosh, man.
Taylor, this is your fault.
Nah.
No, you can blame it on Sean. He's not here.
Oh yeah, Sean, yeah, that's right. I can blame Sean. Thank you. Yeah, Sean's fault. Anyways,
Taylor, you're off the hook.
This time, yeah, in 2022, Gateway's going to return and take over one of the Poconos, from what I heard.
I mean, that honestly seems like not too bad of an idea, really, because like the double is sometimes as good as it is. I mean, as good as it can get. It's just one race that's there, which is good, but then the second race is just there. Just there.
Yeah.
You know.
I think a bunch of us race. I think most of us that like to race in career mode and stuff. I think we're kind of happy on that because we don't have to deal with two crappy. If you're good at Pocono, then good for you. But if you're like me, I suck at Pocono.
I'm good there in NR. I can do it
in
the
our
steering wheel.
Well, in our, I can't say. When you do controller on NASCAR 14, 15, and all the heat races, you're not happy. It makes you mad every time you go. Especially when you can't get turn one, it'll get you tight, go up to the wall in a heat race. It's so stupid.
Exactly, man.
So I'm glad we only have to deal with one, not two, especially not two in a row.
Yeah. I know, man.
But Gateway's not an easy track either, but at least it's better than two Pocono races together. If you heard any of it, do you have any opinion, Sean?
I just heard the last of it, but yeah, I'm kind of happy. It's kind of iffy on Cody coming back, but it was good for a couple of races that we had. But yeah, I think I did say back then, if we did return, hopefully we can have clear weather.
Definitely.
And hopefully this is a redemption for Coda. And to hear one Pocono race is not going to be there, that's great. But Gateway, that one's a tricky one, because if you're in the Cup Series and if you never raced at Gateway before, that's going to be that's just going to be something completely new if you're part of the Cup Series.
I think there might have been only one, maybe a couple of drivers who's never run Gateway. I think Quinn Half is one of them. I think everyone else, except Anthony Alfredo, have at least run Gateway before in their career.
Yeah.
Because you have to have like a good amount of time in truck race there at least a couple times in truck series before you move up.
Right.
Sure.
And they've ran it in Xfinity a good amount too, so
Yeah.
Alrighty. So now we're at that point. So we've already talked about trucks playoffs. We already talked about Cup. But now we're finally at the point where we can talk about Xfinity, and there goes Taylor.
I'm still here.
Okay, there we go.
There you are. Man, okay, so let's talk about the Xfinity playoffs. This weekend is their regular season finale. And I believe if Wyatt has the stuff, I think he can tell you what's going on.
Well, I currently don't. I usually just have the stuff for the Cup Series, not any others. But I can kind of bring down what I remember. Kind of. We already know the drivers who are locked in by wins. Allmendinger, Austin Cindric. Remind me if there's one I'm missing. The most recent, Noah Gragson, Justin Allgaier, Jeb Burton, Justin Haley.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it on the winners.
Yeah, so as far as winners are concerned, I can confirm Cindric, Allmendinger, Allgaier, Haley, Gregson, Jeb Burton, and Myatt Snyder.
Myatt Snyder was the last one. Okay, yeah. Snyder was the last one. And the two drivers who are locked in by points, teammates, you got Harrison Burton, who's going to go in the 21 next year, and then Daniel Hemrick, who is still winless in NASCAR, sadly.
So that sucks, man. So let's see.
And that's how many? Is that 10?
Okay, so here's what we
10.
Here's what we got. That's currently in the top 12. As far as projected playoffs are, I'm looking at this on NASCAR.com. In this order, you have Cindric, Allmendinger, Allgaier, Haley, Hemrick, Gregson, Burton, Snyder, Jones, Clements, and Herbst.
And I think the biggest surprise out of like the drivers who's been consistent has to be Clements, because he's been in there the whole year. He's not won, but he's been consistent enough to be on top, being the top 12 of the playoffs for so long now.
Yeah, man.
And the last time Clements was in the playoffs, I think it was 2017 when he won Road America.
Yes.
So Clements is doing pretty well. I don't see why he wouldn't be locked in by points. I mean, I think Jones is higher than him, but Jones has not been doing the best the last few races, and I think he still has enough points to make it, but it's going to be pretty close. Yeah. If he wrecks again, he might be in danger of losing it to either Annette or Herbst or both.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thing is as far as Herbst goes, he is he's in, but he's just above the cut line. By 46 points over Michael Annette, who is
And let's be real here. Let's be real. He would not be up there if Michael Annette have not missed like a bunch of races. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
Michael Annette has been doing so well until he had to miss some races, and ultimately getting him below the cutoff, which sucks because he's doing so much. Herbst is not having a good season. 100%, he's not.
It's clear.
Yeah.
No, that's 100% clear. I can confirm that.
Yeah, that's really clear. But Annette didn't really get taken out for the few races he had to miss. This would be a completely different story on the difference between where Annette would be than where we see Herbst now.
Right. But yeah, regular season finale, man. I mean, personally, to me, if anything, should anything happen to him, well, if anything doesn't happen to him, should anything not happen to him, I don't know, but I mean, no matter what happens, I mean, I'm not too confident about Riley Herbst being in there. I'm sorry, but I really am not. He's the only one I'm really concerned about him getting knocked out.
What about Brandon Jones? I mean, we kind of touched him a bit, and he's not doing so well. He has done good the last few races. He's wrecked almost the last 3 races.
Well, I mean, the thing is with him is that he's, unlike Riley Herbst, he's been more consistent. So I mean that's what's been helping him. The thing is for me is just I'm not 100% sure. I mean, if he's gonna be able to survive this regular season finale. You know, personally to me, I mean he's got a better chance than Herbst, but I still don't know.
Yeah.
Since he's been wrecking a lot recently. But one way to find out, we're just going to have to keep our eyes open for Richmond, which is the regular season finale. And speaking of, when we come back, we are going to be previewing Richmond. So don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
We're missing one. Well, actually, no, we can start without him. He's fine.
All right, let's go. Anyways, we're back for episode 33 of the NASCAR Pit Stop Show. And, all right, guys. Like I said, we're on the regular season finale for Xfinity. But as far as Cup, it's their second race in round 1. With that, what kind of racing do you think we're going to have to expect when it comes to our double feature tomorrow night?
Well, for definitely for the Xfinity, we're going to be expecting a lot of aggressive plays and stuff, because this is the last race before the playoffs start. And we mentioned before the break about Herbst and the net going to battle for that last spot and just try to see who gets locked in and stuff. So it's going to be a fight for that. In the Cup Series, there's a lot of drivers who surprisingly below the cut line. They need to have a good race, and we'll just see.
Yeah. How about you, Mr. Taylor?
Yeah, well, most definitely with the Xfinity Series, finishing up their regular season at Richmond, and some drivers trying to get that final playoff spot and everything. It's going to make things interesting, and with some guys being potentially knocked out, maybe, like Riley Herbst. But Cup, it's going to be very interesting with some drivers that crashed out at Darlington trying to get a little bit of redemption here in this first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I want to mention one more thing. How about the legend, the GOAT himself, is coming back to Xfinity?
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Dale Jr. going to be back in the Xfinity Series for his 1-year deal, and it's going to be at Richmond.
Yes. This is going to be good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I saw his paint scheme and everything. I love it. I love it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Anyways, so here we go with our predictions. So as I mentioned, if you choose any playoff drivers, it's 5 bonus points. Oh, 5 points really. just for round 1. Once we get to round 2, it'll be 10. Round 3 is 15. And final round is 20 points with some other stuff. We will get to that later. There's Sean. He's pissed. He looks so pissed.
I'm kind of dealing with some stuff outside.
Oh, okay. Okay. That is
Yeah, I'll meet you inside, buddy. That's not what I meant.
All right, but here we go. Driver to win is the driver who we think is going to win. Just short and sweet, very easy. Driver to stay away from is just the driver that really hasn't been doing good the last couple of weeks. Therefore, Sean. A driver who's the dark horse pick is the driver who has been doing good the last couple of weeks. I don't know who you're pointing at. Me?
I'm trying to. I'm trying to figure out which way it is.
It is that way.
Yeah.
It is that way.
Yeah, okay.
But
and Taylor just nothing. Anyways,
Taylor's right above you. But anyways, here we go. Zachary Taylor, you're up first.
I got nothing to say pertaining to that. Okay. Moving on, getting down to business. Let's get down to business here, kids.
Let's get down to business.
Anyway, driver to stay away from for the Xfinity Series before we get any more trouble over here. Driver to stay away from, I'm going to say Jeb Burton will be my driver to stay away from.
Yeah, I can see it.
I can see that.
My dark horse.
Here we go.
I gotta take him. In his return, I gotta take Junebug.
Okay, that's acceptable.
That
And
is
my-
so acceptable.
And
I
my
thought he was about to say someone else.
anyways, my driver to win. Tell you what, he's been winning a lot of races at Richmond recently, and he could do it again. I gotta take a junior motorsports car. Justin Allgaier is my driver to win.
That's a good one. That's definitely a good one.
If you want me to say something, Wyatt, I mean, Taylor's dark horse pick is way better than picking Ty Gibbs any day.
Even though
I think
it's tight.
I think I know one of your picks. Anyways,
Here we go.
No, scratch. I'm changing my driver to win the tie. Okay, moving on to Cup Series picks. My
The reason why I'm doing that is because I just now discovered that Ty Gibbs is in this race.
yes,
I knew he was in the race.
He better not win. He better not win. If they're both running first and second, I really hope Junior dive bombs him and takes him out.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see. I cannot wait to see next week if Ty Gibbs ever wins. I cannot wait to see
He's
that.
gotta get him to win.
I'm pointing at the guy who wants Ty Gibbs to win.
In other words, you're pointing down at White.
No.
You. If I was pointing at White, I would be like this.
No, I get what he means because he has his screen on Taylor, and that's why.
Oh man.
Anyway,
Well, the normal.
Cup.
Yeah.
What's your cup?
Anyways, moving on to Cup picks before we even get even more out of control over here. My driver to stay away from. I'm going to say Eric Almirola will be my driver to stay away from.
Yeah, I can see it.
My dark horse. I'm curious to see how this driver is going to rebound after Darlington. With him having a pretty solid season and making the playoffs, surprisingly. I'm going to take the Daytona 500 champ Michael McDowell as my dark horse.
All right.
Driver.
It's not as crazy as bunch of his other guesses.
It's not. It's way better than Josh building
And yet somehow he pulled that off, which is so bold.
It was Daytona. It was Daytona. What can I say? Okay, driver to win. Let's get down to the driver to win here. I'm taking Quinn House. No, I'm kidding. Okay. My real driver to stay.
All right, it's official.
No. My real driver to stay away from is not Quinn House. Okay. My real driver to stay away from. I'm going to take Kyle Larson as my driver to win.
Yeah. Pretty.
I thought it was going to be your stay away driver because you were mentioning your stay away. Please tell me I'm not the only one I caught him about to say that call Larson the driver to stay away.
I feel like you are. I really wasn't paying that much attention.
So just listen back to that part. You could just hear him just like trying to do the same crap that you did. Trying to do the same crap that you caught me doing.
Brand Rose and Bubba. We call him Bubba Wallace, your dark horse.
Yeah, and he about called Kyle Larson's driver stay away.
Wow, John, you're up next.
All right. So, Taylor, you know what happened? I'm taking your method. And we're going to start off with the driver to stay away from in the Xfinity Series. I'm going to pick Daniel Hemrick. I don't think really he's had a best of luck at short tracks. Really well, and he's done well the past couple of weeks. I just don't see him doing well here.
Yeah.
Okay. Dark horse. I'm going Cindric.
Yeah, I can back that.
Cindric's done okay. He did okay last week. I just see him having another good week, especially as this is the last race before we go into the playoffs. So yeah, now the driver to win. I am not going with Taylor, so I'm not going anywhere where Taylor kind of went with how he chose his dark horse. But I think there's some good pits who may actually do it. And I think the driver who I'm choosing to win, I'm choosing Harrison Burton.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I think
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I think Harrison Burton has done really well, and I think he can do well at Richmond to maybe pull out a win. And now it's the part where we have to go into this money time because it's time for me to take Wyatt's method into the Cup Series.
Time to get that paycheck ready, Sean.
You mean that $0 paycheck that I always say I'm gonna give?
Nah, you're gonna give me money this time, man. You're gonna give me money.
Yeah.
You better get that paycheck ready.
I ain't paying nothing. But let's go on to the dark horse, and I think we kind of forget about the person who won back in the spring of this year, Alex Bowman.
I like that one. I really do.
That's a good
He
one.
won the spring, and I think he's going to have another good race at Richmond.
Alright.
And that's up the driver to stay away from. And I think bad luck continues for this driver. I'm choosing Kyle Busch.
Really?
Yeah.
Imagine Kyle Busch getting out in the first round.
That's unheard of.
That's honestly. But Kyle Busch at a bad race at Darlington did get spun because of what he did. It was like, I just don't see it continuing to be anything good. But then we go to the driver to win, and this is a former winner of the track. I'm going Kyle Larson. He won at this track before in the fall.
That's true.
So I think this is another good race for him.
Alright.
I like this. I like this.
I like that. Those are some predictions that I think a lot of us can really get behind. Alright.
Yeah.
Wyatt! You're up next.
Alright. I'm going to do what I did at Daytona for the Xfinity Series. And I think this one will actually work. It's not Colleague this time. It's a different team. Dark Horse. Hands down, agree with Taylor. Dale Jr. is my dark horse.
With the Junior Motorsports.
Oh boy.
And I say this, and this is my driver to stay away from. As much as I want him in there, I don't think. Michael Annett.
Yeah.
I think safe to say Michael Annett is my driver to stay away from. I almost said it, but he must stay away. My driver to win. I'm torn between two drivers. I am torn between two drivers and their teammates. But I think I'm going to agree with Taylor again. I think Justin Allgaier is going to win.
Nice. I think those are good predictions, man.
Not bad. Those are not bad at all.
For the Cup Series, and Sean, I did not forget him because he is my dark horse, Alex Bowman. Because I was going to mention that too, because he did win, and he can run, and he can get his points back at Richmond. Get redemption after what happened at Darlington. I think Alex Bowman can redeem himself and get a good finish at Richmond. He's my dark horse. My driver to stay away, that's a tough story. I like the Eric Almirola pick, but if you forget, he got his first top 10 finish. So I think I'm just going to go with Tyler Reddick. Oh, wait, no, actually, he wrecked out this race. Kevin Harvick. I just saw about this. Kevin Harvick did wreck out of this race before, so could happen again. Yeah. I'm changing it from Reddick to Kevin Harvick. It's official, Kevin Harvick. And my driver to win. How the hell have no one said this yet? He's dominated this race so many times. He won it. He won it 2019 both times. Martin Truex Jr. No one has chose MTJ yet. MTJ is my driver to win.
Up until now. Nobody's talking about Martin Truex Jr. up until
exactly
now. But alrighty,
he's definitely a guy.
It's my turn. So, here we go. Xfinity predictions. My driver to win. Simple. Allgaier. Allgaier is the driver to win. Driver to stay away from. I'm probably gonna have to go simple on this one here. Riley Herbst. I'm sorry, but I just don't see any hope for Herbst right now. I mean, unless if he actually does really good at Richmond, great. But I don't see it. Dark horse. Pretty easy here. He won this event 5 years ago. in the spring. Dale Jr. I mean, he's even done good in the last few times that he's raced at Richmond. So
I thought he won here at 17.
Nope, 16.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, that was Larson that won in 2017.
I meant in the Xfinity series.
Yeah, it was Xfinity. Yeah.
Oh, he did win Xfinity series. That's right. I'm trying. Okay.
Nice. But anyways, here we go. Cup Series, driver to win. I probably am gonna have to say, as far as I'm concerned, I think I'm gonna go with, for my driver to win. Let's go with. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to jump on this bandwagon here. Truex is gonna be my driver to win. What?
What?
Not Quinn Houff. Not Quinn Houff. My driver to stay away from. I think this one may also have to be pretty simple here. I think I'm gonna have to say Kevin Harvick is my driver to stay away from. And then my dark horse.
Yeah.
The guy who won earlier this year to get his first win of the season, Alex Bowman, is my dark horse.
You literally just copied mine.
Yes. I did.
He just wants to keep his points lead, folks, because he's ahead of me right now. He just wants to make sure.
Yes.
Also, I just want to point this out. We talked about. We forgot about this guy. We talked about how good Corey LaJoie was. We never talked about Ross Chastain.
Oh yeah, we never did.
Yeah.
Good for third place for Ross Chastain and having a great race. I actually thought he might have been a spoiler. And what team was it? Which is no surprise. Chip Ganassi. And who was there last? And finished in the same spots? Larson. And who came second in the Hendrick equipment?
Nice.
So yeah, that's my little add-on thing.
We're all ready, guys. Think we've done everything that we need to. Any final words before we get the Richmond weekend or the Richmond night underway?
Let's see who's in the playoffs for Xfinity Series, and make it to. Let's see who's locked in for the round of 12 in the Cup Series.
And also,
Oh yeah!
also don't forget trucks, because see who gets locked in the next round.
That won't happen till Bristol,
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyways,
and that's where Taylor's gonna fail. Anyways,
Taylor, anything you got to say?
I think Bristol's where Wyatt's picks are gonna not be very good. Okay.
no, that's you, bud.
Anyway, yeah, Richmond is going to be pretty chaotic, I think, with drivers fighting to get some last playoff spots in Xfinity, and with the drivers in the playoffs for Cup trying to get a win and lock themselves into the next round. Never know what we're going to see at Richmond.
No, you never know. And the camera cuts back into Wyatt eating pizza.
You haven't noticed me eating pizza?
No,
I did.
because your screen on my end was loading for me. And then it just cuts back on as soon as you take a bite of pizza. Wow. What a perfect way to end off episode 33 of the NASCAR Pit Stop Show. Want to thank you guys a lot for watching, and hopefully guys you liked that little bit where Wyatt was just taking a big bite out of that piece of pizza. But if you liked the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you haven't considered subscribing yet, subscribe now so that we can see Wyatt eating more pizza, and probably maybe, if he wants to, do some more ASMR sessions with eating pizza. But in all seriousness, if you haven't liked the video, be sure to like the video. If you haven't considered subscribing yet, recommend you do so to keep up with some fine content coming out in the near future. That about does it for me. On behalf of Sean Ard, Wyatt Walker, and also Mr. Zachary Taylor, I'm Elijah Leonard signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.
Josh Balicki's winning Richmond.